Welcome back to the channel. Today is a bit of a different video than I would normally do. So recently I got given a free book by P.W.E Bailey through Amazon. He was advertising his debut album Until LA on Goodreads in the LGBTQ young adults book group I'm in, as those are tend to be books that I do usually enjoy more. And I want to talk about it because this book was literally released a couple of days ago, and on the weekend he made the book free. Now, at the time of recording, this book is still free for the Kindle edition on Amazon. So if you want to go look it up, it is Until LA by P.W.E Bailey, who is also certified Goodreads author now as well. And the book was published on the 26th of August 2025. It is 314 pages long, and I sat down and I basically read the whole thing in one sitting, which doesn't really happen that often with books, especially as I am in and out of different reading slumps at the moment. But whilst I'm on sick leave, I figured, you know what, there's nothing else for me to do. Like, there is literally nothing else for me to do. I think the front cover for the book works really well given what the story is about. So I'm just gonna quickly read for you the blurb of the book, and then I'm gonna read to you guys my review. A little bit of a different style to what I would normally do for these review videos, where I would go on and on about the plot. Usually, I do obviously want to go a little bit more into the plot, but as this is his debut novel, not many people are reading it. He's a self-published author as well. I do want to be very careful about how much information I give out about this book, and I do also want to encourage other people to go and buy it, or if it's still free for you when you see this video, go and read it. So, Until LA, and the blurb is: some journeys change your destination, others change your heart. 19-year-old Tom Burr seems sorted. Tall, good-looking, and funny, the first to help and the last to brag, the barista who pulls perfect cortados for Amsterdam tourists while his friends plan their futures with colour-coded spreadsheets. But behind easy smiles and Instagram-worthy shots, Tom's drowning in everyone else's certainty while he can't even decide what to have for breakfast. So he runs. 3 months in LA, just his camera and a half-baked plan to find himself. Enter a homeless musician with a loyal dog called Ruff, and a guarded smile that says more than words ever could. He survives on talent, instinct, and a quiet resilience that draws Tom closer. Nick's world is rough around the edges, but there is beauty in its brokenness, something real that won't let Tom go. As Tom captures LA through his lens and Nick plays the soundtrack to their summer, their connections deepens into something neither of them expected. But summer can't last forever, and when his return ticket stops burning a hole in his pocket, Tom is faced with a heartbreaking dilemma. Now, at time of recording, I seem to be the only person who has read and also reviewed it, and this is one of those books that I have given 5 stars, but also put in my favourites. So I do occasionally find books that are 5 stars, but whether or not I would consider a book to be one of my favourite books is rare. Overall, I've nearly completed reading all of the F.T. Lucan's books, and as many of you know, I love F.T. Lucan's stories. I am currently reading through Spellbound, but I've been struggling to find books similar to the sort of magic I look for in those books, and this book has literally, as well as the author, has just entered into my world at the exact time that I need more books like this, and I find it really difficult and a challenge to find books of this sort of style. It packs it's magic, but it's not magic. So it's like the magic that F.T. Lucas delivers in her books, we have in the book Until LA by P.W.E Bailey. Now, I really hope that he releases more books like this, because this is the sort of book that I look to read when I say I want to read a good MLM book. I like books where it's about the journey, it's about the adventure, and it books that aren't so heavily focused on smoke, which I find a lot of MLM books seem to focus on, which is fine if you like spice, but I'm here for the journey, for the self-discovery. And another thing I really appreciated is that you've got two different artistic types who slowly but gradually fall in love with each other, which was a niche that I want to see published more often, and I don't see a lot of. Now, there are probably people who are going to say, but these books exist. I'm struggling to find them. I want more books that's about the world building and about the character development, about the character arcs. I want more books that are about there's certain magic to writing a good book. A book that reads like it was a fan fiction, but it has just the right amount of cliche and niches but it all makes sense. I don't like books that are just cliche. I like books that tell a story. I like books that have a journey. I want books where we see character growth, development, and we see resistance between characters. Not quite enemies, but also quite not lovers, but like that slow gradual development. I want something that feels realistic. A lot of books don't have that in them, and that is my difficulty with reading LGBTQ books. It doesn't feel realistic, most of the books we have out there. Like, even in worlds which are built upon magic systems, it doesn't always feel realistic. Like, there's, like, plot armor is great to have, but if a book is relying on plot armor for it to be good, it is not a good book. It's convenience plot. This book Until LA did have elements of convenience plot, but it wasn't the only plot. There was other things going on, and it was really nice as well to see like how our two characters like got on throughout the book and how there were ups and downs in that relationship. I liked the discovery, I like the unlikely friendship, I like the journey. You've got this rich guy, you've got this homeless guy, and you've got that slow progression, but it didn't feel slow. You could see how it impacted them both. You could see how different things were. It felt like something that could actually happen. Another thing that also drew me to this book as well is the fact that we've got two main leads in this novel where both are autistic men. I want to see more stuff like that, because it's really, so you've got the photographer and you've got the musician. I thought that was absolutely fascinating, how you've got the autistic man and you've got the musician, and I thought, well, they're both autistic, sorry, the photographer and the musician. This is a niche that I would love to see published more often. I don't see a lot of books like this. I want to see this sort of fiction on shelves, and I will be buying my own physical copy of this book when the funds become available for me. It didn't feel half-baked. It was just two guys being guys and taking a ridiculous amount of risks that could have at any point ended horrifically for both of them. I could be reading into it as well, but there were elements of found family, which I also really love, like found family in books. I think it's such a brilliant concept, and it is something that I also heavily rely on myself. I also just want to say thank you to P.W.E Bailey for the free book. It was brilliant, and I would love to see him publishing more books. But yeah, if I want to put this out there because I'm so far the only person who has like reviewed it and also read the book according to Goodreads. I'm hoping to get more people onto this book because it is brilliant. And like I said, I will be buying a book and also lending it out to my friends, a physical copy, because I enjoyed it that much. And this was one of my 5-star reads that has made it onto my favourite shelf. I don't really find them that often, but it's just everything about this book it felt masterful. But it was also it wasn't too detailed, but it wasn't too basic. It was like a nice mesh somewhere in between. So P.W.E Bailey, I hope you continue publishing and writing more books, because this was a masterpiece to me, and this is the sort of books that I would love to be recommended more often by people, because I don't see enough books like this. So check it out, it's available on Amazon, and until the next one, I will see you guys later. Bye.